Hi, good morning. It's morning on my end. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time zone that you're in. Thank God it's Friday. Today is the last trading session on the stock market in Nigeria. Trading runs from Monday to Friday. So, in about an hour's time, an hour and 6 minutes from now, 10 a.m. West African time, the trading will be open. So if you're just joining, thank you for signing up to or subscribing to my YouTube channel. I do this every weekday. Videos go out about 9:30 ish, or a few minutes after that on some days, whereby I give a summary of what happened yesterday and what to expect in today's trading. Now, please note this is not trading or investment advice. These are my own views on stocks. Stocks on my watch list are due to the criteria is either I'm seeing strong momentum in trading volumes or price movement, or there are key corporate actions. Corporate actions are announcements by firms. And so, if there's anything I think that could impact positively or negatively a stock, then I put the stock on my radar. And if the stock, in terms, because I do a bit of technical analysis as well, if the stock is in an interesting point or a critical point in terms of price, then I would include it on my watch list. Now, where it goes after that, what I do after that, that's my own decision. So the essence of this video is simply tell you what's happening in the market and what I find interesting as well from a technical or price perspective. For more content, you can check out my YouTube page, Green Ticker Warrior. You can also check out my TikTok page. TikTok, I should have some content go out tomorrow. The rest of the month, I'm going to be doing a beginner series just teaching on investing, how to invest, what to invest, and the likes. And before I then delve into the nitty gritty or hardcore topics, so keep an eye. Same Twitter handle on TikTok, Green Ticker Warrior. You can check out the Spotify podcast, Green Ticker Tales podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music. I think I have probably over 60 something episodes there, so there's lots of content. Sometime this evening, I probably would have content around Delta Air and Levi's. So what for out for that. Now, to yesterday's trading, all share index gains 2.101%. I know it might look small, but if you're a trader, 2%, except you're moving really large positions, is really tiny. But in the context of the index measures the average performance of stocks. So stocks moving 2% is a big deal. And when you look at the bigger picture, I think the market should be up over 20% or so, around 20%. So a 2% gain is a big gain. In terms of the gainers, yesterday I think we had about that's probably 70 odds or so gainers. So you have the bulls clearly in play in this market, where you have more gainers than losers. But the top gainers, those that hit 10%, you had HM Call, UPDC, FTN Cocoa, Capitan, and UBA. HM Call, holding McCall, is a company in the real estate space. Same for UPDC, FTN Cocoa. Clearly, from the name, is in the agri space. Capitan is in they are into the aviation space, while UBA is one of Africa's banks. To the losers, NIMET, a pharmaceutical firm, fell 9.91%. In terms of actively traded stock by volume and value, Access Corporation leads that. 174.2 million shares valued at 3.9 billion were traded. Access Corporation is the parent company of Access Bank. Now, on my watch list for today, Ikeja, GTCO, FTN Cocoa, NACO, Access Corporation, and Zenit. There was a stock I left off the list. I'm pressed for time, but I will discuss it a bit. So Geregu also is going to be, or is on my radar for today. The company will be holding a board meeting to consider first half or H1 2025 numbers. They are pretty prompt with that, so I won't be surprised if those numbers should be out very likely later today, or they could be out early tomorrow, or at best the first half of next trading week. Now to what's in the slides. Ikeja Hotel, after market hours yesterday, released results of a SEC forensic audit. SEC means the Securities and Exchange Commission, and there had been a squabble by two, like say two camps or two parts of the Hebrew family who are key shareholders in the firm. So SEC had to step in. SEC did an audit. Now, why do I think investors may react negatively? It's a pretty complex legalistic document, so I didn't want to go into details so that I'm accurate. But from my understanding, what I think, well, the company may have to pay out some money to as part of the resolving of this whole issue. Um, you can watch out for my Bulls and Bears Twitter thread that goes up on Monday, where I would expatiate a bit on the document. So, because this is a pre-market video, brevity is key. I also don't want to be inaccurate in my discussion. But what I do know is the way investor psychology or trader psychology works. With the news, very likely people are going to sell off the stock. So I expect the stock to be sold off today. And let's see how the rest of next week goes. GTCO is parent company of GT Bank. GTCO has been in the news in the last couple of days. Company made history listing on London, so it's dual listed, listing on trading in the London Stock Exchange, trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. GTCO also crossed the 90 naira psychological mark. That's a critical standpoint from a trading point. In fact, if I recall, at this point, at 90 naira, it's probably the most highly priced banking stock on the Nigerian market. I mean, yes, GTCO is a holding company, it's a financial services firm, but the broad reference, the key core of the company at the moment is a bank. So you'd still see people referring to it as a banking stock, even though what's listed is a holding company, but in essence, it's a bank. So it's the highest priced banking stock on the NGX as of today, and very, very likely, I mean, I won't be surprised, but it could probably push another 5-6 naira. At this rate, it's very likely it'll be 100 naira stock sometime next week. FTN Cocoa has been on a bull run in the last 5 trading days. The stock has been on full bid. I haven't seen anything quite like this in a long while, whereby every day you have the stock on full bid, meaning you have very little trading quantity available. Full bid means you essentially have no sellers of a stock. That is quite rare. And so for the last 3, 4, 5, I mean, I've been watching this stock for the last couple of weeks, past 2 weeks or so. But for this week, this is a scenario I have noticed. And I think it's very likely to continue this week. I don't know at what point we'll start to see, will I say, trades available and the like. There have been trades, but when you look at it on the trading platform, you see full bid. You're not seeing those trades, so it means that it's very, very scant quantity available for sale. Now to NACO has been in what I would call a trading range. It's been moving between 90 to 100, 90, 95, maybe 98, 97, and goes back to 90. So it's inching back to the 100 naira mark. From a trading perspective, even I would say from a fundamental perspective. And so please go check out the article on the Green Ticker Tales website that I wrote on NACO. I think I also have a Spotify audio episode where I delve into details about valuation and what's driving this. It is a 100 naira mark is a key mark for this firm. At 100 naira, I mean, it could either retrace or it could push further. I mean, but whichever way it is, this stock has been in a trading range for the last couple of days, and I don't think that would change. Zenit Bank crossed the 60 naira mark. That's major. If I recall correctly, last time I saw this stock trading at this point was probably close to a decade or so. And from a trading perspective, even though I'm not a trader, but I still look at technical analysis in making long-term investment decisions. And I think anyone who can grab technical analysis should do so as well. 60, close above the 60 naira mark. It is regarded as a peer to GTCO. It also could be an indication, I suspect so, that I've been seeing institutional investors or foreign investors beginning to inch back into the Nigerian market. So I very likely would expect that this stock will continue pushing further today as well. Now, Access Corporation traded large volumes yesterday. It could be an indication of institutional investors or foreign investors positioning in the firm. It's still quite cheap compared to other tier one players. I mean, Access, I believe, is the biggest bank in the country by assets, so still quite cheap. Banking stocks generally, people have been sitting on the fence waiting for their half year H1 2025 numbers due to the whole forbearance issues, which means, and forbearance simply means we allowed you to kind of treat loans in a to overlook certain conditions when it comes to loans. That deadline has been put, that step has been put to a stop by the CBN, and so everybody's kind of watching how bank number is going to be. Are they going to have to provision for those loans? Meaning, it's going to say, look, man, these loans are bad, are going bad, and all that. So, but beyond that, Access has been still quite cheap compared to other players, other tier one banks in the space as well. Before you go, do like, share, subscribe. Thank you for doing so far. And if you haven't, you've stumbled on this video on maybe Twitter or YouTube or my LinkedIn, and you are not subscribed, it just takes a few seconds to do so. Have yourself a great trading day, and have a good weekend ahead. See you in the next video.